Oh man, oh no, oh baby, here we go again. So we got another case of a developer throwing a little hissy fit on Steam because someone didn't like their game. This time, the developer of a free-to-play game on Steam called LaserChain, developer of the game LaserChain, decided they didn't like a YouTuber called Little Lord Rusty with 390 subscribers. He doesn't like him because he said that his game probably isn't a crypto miner. Yeah, no, you heard that right. So what does good old LaserChain do? He issues a copyright takedown request because he's claiming defamation. That's how the law works, 100%, right? We all know this. Now, in the most shocking turn of events that I've ever seen covering anything, YouTube decided not to take down the video right away, and they even told Rusty that they believe it falls under fair use. So as of now, at least, the video is still online, even though there is a copyright takedown in the works, but YouTube seems to be kind of shielding Rusty from a developer abusing its copyright systems. That's great. Kinda wish they'd done that for me, but it's a step in the right direction, so that's awesome. So this whole thing started when Rusty made a video and published a Steam review for LaserChain, where he said the game wasn't very good for a variety of reasons. These reasons include, but are not necessarily limited to, the game looks horrifyingly ugly, it doesn't play very well, there's no tutorial or any hints as to what you're supposed to do, and it's a mobile port that blatantly looks like a mobile port despite being released on Steam. There's also the thing that the game is being marketed as a way to mine cryptocurrency. Not by using your computer to mine it, but you can get in-game currency, then convert that into real money with an offline account. Does that sound incredibly confusing to you? Well, it is. And the reason for that is because these developers know that they can't just put in crypto mining software into their games, so they're trying to figure out any other way possible to mine cryptocurrency and make some money. Is it wrong and illegal for them to be doing that? I don't know. I don't know the laws around cryptocurrency that well. It's all kinda new and weird to me. But the whole scheme by the developer does seem pretty shady, so it is definitely worth looking into and mentioning when you're making a video or writing a review for their game. And this is the part that LaserChain doesn't like. So it's time for a dramatic reading. Smorge, get it started for me, bud.
Take this video down and understand the law in your country. When you press that agree button, you agree not to libel or defame the company, or you agree to compensate us as defined in the remedies section of the document. The developers claim it's not a crypto miner and it didn't use much in the way of processor/GPU power whilst running, which appears to back that up. This statement is still defaming. It is like someone saying something absolutely terrible about you by saying Rusty said he did this awful thing, but maybe he did. Putting this thought into our customers' minds as the first thing they read is absolutely unacceptable. It is like saying, if you click a Rusty 1 Gamer video, you might get a virus. It's totally, absolutely untrue, but will harm your following. It is not at all wrong to ill-critique something. You don't like the graphics? Fine. You hate the game? Fine. 1 star. Spreading unproven lies is a defamation lawsuit waiting to happen. I highly recommend you re-record your video to not include any defamatory remarks, or you will find yourself on the wrong side of the law and responsible for monetary damage to our game. You have 24 hours to respond.
Okay, so, alright, let's talk about this for a sec. First of all, Rusty didn't defame you. He actually did the opposite. He said, hey, this game could have been a crypto miner because there's been games on Steam lately that have been accused of being crypto miners, but I don't think this is a crypto miner, so you're probably fine. That's not quite defamation, that's more like reassurance. That's what you want to have people say about your game, especially if there is the potential for like crypto mining and anything to do with that topic. That kind of makes sense. That should be noted as a positive thing in an otherwise very negative review. And the guy was just doing his due diligence. Whenever crypto mining is mentioned on Steam these days, because of these recent events that have happened with games like Abstractum, etc., doing simple things like checking your GPU and CPU processing power when these topics come up is a good idea. He ran your game through a virus scan and it came back negative. And he said that. As far as the examples you included, they don't make any sense and aren't the same thing at all. Rusty said, the developer says it isn't a crypto miner, and I had no evidence to suggest it's a crypto miner, so it's probably not a crypto miner. And then the example you gave was, hey, Rusty said he did this awful thing. Maybe he did. You're saying that maybe there's a chance that he did something awful. Whereas what Rusty claimed was that your game wasn't doing something awful, like crypto mining someone's computer. And I'm very glad that you don't think it's at all wrong to critique something, because I'm gonna be critiquing you pretty goddamn hard right now. Rusty wasn't spreading any lies. In fact, he was spreading truth and trying to back up your claims. If you want to ask people to re-record some lines because you're worried about it, that's fine, but act like a decent human being when you do so. Instead, you insinuated that the person who made the video doesn't understand copyright law, and you gave him a 24-hour window to respond to some sort of vague threat. And good job linking to a defamation lawsuit website without actually pointing out the part of that website that would back up any of your ridiculous claims. It's pretty ironic that you're claiming that Rusty doesn't understand the laws in his country when, because you were very angry that he supposedly defamed you, you decided to issue a copyright takedown notice that even YouTube doesn't think is legitimate. I'm honestly kind of impressed. That takes a lot of talent. So yeah, YouTube responded and they said, we received the copyright infringement notification below regarding your video. We believe your content is protected by fair use, fair dealing, or a similar exception to copyright protection. We are writing to let you know that we do not plan to remove your video at this time. You have control over the availability of videos on your channel, including the ability to delete them if you choose. So again, it's nice that YouTube took some responsibility for this and is actually protecting Rusty from someone who doesn't seem to understand the laws in their country. Oh, because he understands that his defamation claims probably don't hold any weight at all, he claims that Rusty is infringing on his copyright. That in the video, he can't have LaserChain logo, graphics, gameplay, maps, characters, and anything else in the game. Nor can he have any game content because the EULA when you start up the game dictates it can't be shared and that he's agreeing to it in the video. Because EULAs have so much weight in court. You want to know how much weight they have in court? Well, here's an example that I recorded in my bathroom. It also kind of concerns me that every time you launch up LaserChain, you have to accept the EULA over and over and over again. Not sure I know that many games that make you do it, and it's almost like he was expecting to have to do this to somebody. Now, I'm not insinuating that your master plan was to use that EULA to take down people's videos if they said negative things about your game. All I'm saying is that it's very weird to have a EULA that you need to accept every time you launch it up, and it specifically has parts in it that allows him to try to pull crap like this. But that's just a theory. A EULA theory. So Mr. LaserChain, dude bro, dudio, please stop being silly. Rusty isn't doing the defamation that you claim he is. Even YouTube's on his side. That's like me being friends with Sushi. And I hate sushi. Oh, and I would not advise getting into it with me about this because it really didn't work out for the last guy that tried that. Less than 2 weeks to Super Seducer 2, baby! I'm just